Hello everyone, welcome to C2TA. In C2TA, we have our own automation framework developed which supports all UI, API, and mobile automation as well. Right, so with this framework, we can automate any kind of applications, like it may be a web application or a mobile application, or if we want to automate the microservices testing, right? So we can use this framework. So let me quickly run through this structure of the framework. As you see on the left side, right, so this is where under src main java, right, in com.c2ta we have all our core or the base codes available here, and all the application related codes are available in the test packages here, right? And here we have future files and the related step definitions also available here. So let me quickly run through one of this automation test case, and I'll show you the report how it is integrated into this framework. So here we have automated this public API, right? So Rahul Shetty API. So this API, you can add the location using the latitude and longitude, and you can get the list of locations available, or you can delete or you can modify the locations as well. So right now let me go to this future file. As you see here, right, so to add a new place, or to update the new place, or to get the new place, or to delete the new place. So let me execute this one. First we'll add a new place into the server, and then we get that location, and then we modify the location, existing location after we created then we get the location, and we make sure the status code is 200 after we modified, and we are verifying whether the address is modified as well or not, right? So to run this, either you can run from the future file itself, but it is always good to run from the runner file, right? So let me execute this case, and I'll show you the report quickly, right? So it started executing now, as you see on the console part, right? So it started executing, and the execution is completed quickly. So let me open the report. Right, so let me refresh this page. As you see here, right, so the Rahul Shetty API, and the scenario is update new place. Let me go here and expand this. You see, not only the the cucumber steps alone we can see in the report, we can also see the detailed information of what method is getting triggered for this API, and what is the URL endpoint, and what are the headers attached to it, and what is the request JSON, and what is the response and the response JSON as well, we can see here. Yeah, so now as you see here, first we are for updating the new place is our intention. For that we should have a place available in the server. So first we are adding a new place. So if you see here, this is a post request, because we are going to add the record into the server, right? And this is the URL, and this is the header, and this is the content type, and the request JSON is, we have provided the latitude and longitude and some sample informations. These are all just a sample informations only, some name, phone number, some details we have added here, right? And we verified that this is successfully added, and then we are updating the same data. So if you see here, so whenever a new record is getting added, we will get this unique place ID value. We get this place ID value from the response of first request, and we pass the same thing in the next request as well. You see, this is the request JSON for the put request. Now you see the endpoint here is update. Earlier it was add, because here we have added a new place, and here we are going to update the same existing place that we have created here, for which we get this unique place ID in the response, right? The same place ID we get from the first response, and add it into the next request as a key, so that it will update the address. You see here, right? So the address now, earlier it was address is, let me go and check here. You see the address field is here, right? So earlier the address is address, it starts with address underscore, ends with 702. And now we are going to modify this address, right, with some different value, right? Now this, you see here, right? So the request is triggered and we get the response as the address successfully updated. Now we confirm, for our confirmation we need to check whether the same the modified address exists in the server or not. Now what we have done is we are using the same place ID as you see here, right? So the same place ID you see here, let me find it. We are, so this place ID we get from the response, and the same place ID we are using for the further request as well. Here we are modifying the same data, so we are using the same place ID, and here we are going to get the same record, right? So for this we need this place ID, right? So the place ID that we are passing in the URL here, because this is a query parameter as it is a get request. Now in the response, when you see here, so whatever the address that we modified in the update, right, the same address is reflected in my get request as well, right? When we get the latest, which means the address is updated, and when we get the same record, it is coming along with the latest modified address, right? So after that we confirm whether the status code is 200, and we are verifying the address is modified or not, right? So this is the detailed extent report, not only having the future scenario steps, along with that we'll have the detailed information of what is happened, what actions are taken inside, everything we can see in detail in the report, right? So this is the sample report for API, and let me quickly run through the UI scenario as well. So we have another future file for the jQuery. There is a jQuery UI web application available where we have tested some of these scenarios, draggable, droppable. So since this is a publicly available UI application, right, so we have used for our automation. So let me quickly run through this. I'm going to execute this scenario now. You can see how this is going to work. See here, now the execution started and the browser is Chrome. That is what we set in the configuration property file, and you can see the browser is invoked automatically, the application loaded, and this is the draggable box. We need to drag a bit the box we see inside, right? It has to be dragged inside. Once that is done, then this test case will go pass or fail, you see. So we have moved that box, right? So what if you, let me open the report. In the console also we can see the details, but it is always good to see the report, right? So my report will be getting generated in this location. I'll open in browser, right? So this is the extent report for the UI application. You see here, so first jQuery interactions draggable. So this is the title of the scenario that we are about to test, and then it invokes the browser successfully, then it opened the jQuery application. Along with that we are showing the URL as well in the report, and then when the user clicks on the draggable link, so on the left side of the application we have a link, only then we can reach this draggable page. So for that, what are the actions taken? First it will wait for the element to clickable. That's why it has waited. It has gone to this fluent wait thing, the explicit wait in Selenium, and then it clicked on the link. Then it will try to move the box. Before moving, it gets the initial position and it drag the box using drag and drop by in Selenium, and then after moved, so this is the last position actually, right? And we confirm that the box is moved successfully. We are verifying internally whether this X position is greater than this X position, and this Y position, the initial Y position also should be greater than the recent Y position of the same box, right? So through that we confirm that the box is moved, right? And then we have attached one screenshot at the end of the result. You see here, right? So earlier when the application loaded, this box was at this location, and now it has dragged around to here, right? So this is for UI actually. So even for UI as well, we have the detailed information available in the report. So here also it is not only showing the scenario steps in the report, also it has the detailed information you can see, right? So that is how the framework is structured actually. You no need to write anything for these things and all. There is a common code already written for all this, right? So with the basic, if you know the basic Java and Selenium, which is very much enough, when you start using this framework will take care of everything. How to prepare the report with all the detailed informations. I hope this will be useful for you now. So in case if you want to have this framework, or if you want to learn, then we have the courses and materials available with us. So please visit our website, and here we have a courses page where you can find what are the courses available with C2TA, right, as we see here. And if you want to get to know about where you can get this framework, or get the details of the courses and all, please visit us in this website or to this contact number. Thank you.